China's tariffs on e-cars, whiskey, soya designed to penalize U.S. Provocateur. China has fired back in a trade feud with U.S. President Donald Trump by raising import duties, having turned a deaf ear to Trump's threats of further countermeasures, and now it's known which U.S. products will be hardest hit. China's Commerce Ministry announced on Saturday its own equal-scale tariffs as a retaliatory move aimed at the United States and more specifically targeting the nation's export of electric cars, soybeans and whiskey. In a statement, China's trade authorities called the Trump administration provocateur due to its aggressive trade policies and warned of decisive impending retaliatory measures. China is a powerful guardian and has enough ammunition to defend existing trade rules and fairness, the Chinese newspaper Global Times reported. The selected products will be hit with a 25% duty beginning on June 25, which is essentially aimed at hitting top U.S. exports from predominantly rural areas that demonstrated the most support for Trump during the 2016 U.S. election campaign. At the same time, the products in question are not crucially important for the Chinese and on top of that, can be imported from countries other than the U.S. China's move essentially comes on the heels of Donald Trump's most recent announcement of a new round of similar 25% tariffs targeting as much as $50 billion worth of China-manufactured products that contain industrially significant technologies, due to China's, as he put it, theft of intellectual property and technology and its other unfair trade practices. Earlier in the day, Trump emphasized his great friendship with President Xi of China, while citing historically unfair trade between the two countries. However, he insisted there is no trade war with this regard, though adding, additional tariffs are looming ahead should Beijing hit back. Threats of another round of China-US mutual tariffs have been continuously voiced ever since March, although trade delegations seemed to make some headway in May as Beijing consented to curbing tariffs on American cars, some of which are manufactured and assembled on Chinese soil, and Washington pledged to support the telecom giant ZTE, a company that was severely hit by the U.S. sanctions. In late March, the White House slapped trade sanctions on the world's second-largest economy, including limitations in the investment sector and tariffs on $60 billion worth of products out of fairness considerations, with Trump referring to the car market, stating that at the time China charged a tariff 10 times higher on U.S. cars than the U.S. did on Chinese cars. Separately, in a bid to deliver on his campaign promises, Trump announced an intention to impose a 25% tariff on steel imports and a 10% tariff on aluminum imports from an array of the U.S. allies, including the EU, Mexico and Canada, which, in turn, have promised to retaliate. Trump has also reportedly mulled putting a 25% import tax on European cars, something that is feared to particularly affect the extensive German car market.